From Silk Road to Quant. In this video, we'll be reacting to an interview with the founder of Quant, Gilbert Verdian, where he goes in detail on exactly how Quant will play in mass adoption, in the healthcare data management, and a whole lot of other things. He also goes in detail on the Silk Road and how the blockchain will develop and has developed so far. Before we go any further, the price of Quant at the moment is $123. The price has been pretty much around the same point for the last couple weeks, and it really has been a good time to be accumulating. We cannot predict the bottom, so really the days you see red are probably the best times to be buying into coins like Quant. Take that by a grain of salt. It is not financial advice ever. Please do your own research. With that out of the way though, let's get straight into this interview and give you my reaction and also explain to you exactly what is going on. This was the first clip we'll be reacting to. It's about 40 seconds long, and he talks about really for where the blockchain was a bunch of years ago, back when it was mainly used for drugs and for, anonymous payments for illegal items and illegal services, to where it is now and how he has developed. So yeah, we'll give it a quick watch now.
And if you remember back then, blockchain was all about Silk Road, dark web, and I wanted to, as a government person, I wanted to bring it out of that and legitimize the technology. In addition to standardization, a fundamental flaw of blockchain is lack of interoperability, and the current trend of creating closed proprietary networks. We've made those technological mistakes before, which have resulted in monopolies and limitations to people and limitations in innovation. It was only when we had openness and choice, and that resulted in prosperity and innovation. And if you remember back then,
so pretty much in this video, if you didn't, it's pretty short. He pretty much just went through where the blockchain was a bunch of years ago. Keep in mind that Gilbert Verdian was involved in crypto to an extent. He was aware of crypto and the blockchain when it really first came about in 2008. So he's been around, he has been aware of the blockchain and Bitcoin in specific in 2008. And of course, back then in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, it really wasn't the same as it is now. And it was mainly used for things like payments in the dark web, in this Silk Road and so on, right? And he pretty much just touches onto it on how far the blockchain has come already and how he saw a vision in the blockchain away from the Silk Road and of course all the illegal markets that was going on at the time on the dark web. And the next clip is a bit more interesting in my opinion as well. He touches onto Quant's future in the healthcare data management sector, and yeah, let's quickly give this a watch. It's about a minute 30 seconds long, so not long at all.
Overledger was actually sparked when I was working as the Chief Information Security Officer at the Department of Health while I was working in Australia at the time. It was here that I saw firsthand the direct advancing of patient care through interoperability. And it was just really better data, and it really came down to something as simple as that. It's because healthcare systems are overly complex and burdened by legacy systems they run on, and some are more than 30 years old, and we still use them today. Patient systems have always been disparate, largely due to fragmentation. These disparate systems are difficult to transform, even more so than financial systems, because of the critical nature and risk to patient lives. Now with blockchain technology, we actually have an opportunity to change this landscape entirely and transform healthcare. But in order for us to do so, there's really two ways. We would either, one, have all patient records and all health systems centralized in the one place, which is really...
By the way, if you're confused, if you're here, for the crypto, for the blockchain, well, pretty much the overledger will obviously play into so many different industries, including healthcare, of course, and yeah, I just want to clear that up in case you're getting a bit confused, but yeah.
Really costly and pretty much unrealistic and impossible. Or we can create a technology that connects critical systems and data by leveraging existing investments and systems without the need to make massive amounts of change. And this is exactly why we created Overledger. So our technology is agnostic. It's an overlay that connects to existing systems and networks and data, creating a kind of a decentralized data superhighway. For the first time, we can actually see end-to-end the healthcare system as a whole.
which of course, is a massive market. I'm sure you guys know, especially in the US, which, he's directly working with as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak about it too much as it's not something that I'm any educated in, the healthcare data management. But I thought I'd include this clip as it is extremely interesting. And by the way, link to Quant, actually, you can just search up Quant Pop on Twitter. He's been posting a lot of cool clips regarding Quant, which I've been keeping updated with. A lot of these clips date back 2018-19 time. So shout out to him. I don't know how I would find them. He's got like the whole archive of Gilbert, Verdian and Quant. So big shout out to him. And this is the final clip we'll be reacting to. And pretty much it talks about, again, Quant's Overledger is the solution to your healthcare silo problems. Q&T, by utilizing the Overledger blockchain, healthcare can benefit from an immutable audit trail, improving cancer treatment and more. It's more of a secure, collaborative healthcare system. And we'll give this a watch as well. And by the way, this dates back to 2018. Just so for some of you that might be a bit confused again on, how long ago was this? Was this yesterday, last week? No, it dates back 2018. I'm pretty sure that's before the Quant token was even launched. Or maybe it was the year it was launched, if I'm not wrong. You can actually check in the chart right here. It dates back to about 2018. So pretty much the year Quant launched, UFC went through a lot of press. But yeah, let's give this a watch.
At South by Southwest in 2017, so Vice President Joe Biden said that if we did nothing more than break down the solos of preventative greater collaboration because of how the system has been arranged, not intentionally, we could extend the life of a lot of people with cancer. He was speaking about his first-hand experience and frustration with the lack of interoperability of electronic records that impacted his son's cancer treatment. It should not be understated that healthcare stands to benefit immensely from this technology. Not only can this be applied to enhancing patient care, but we can also track and reduce healthcare wastage. There are estimates that 1/3 of total healthcare spend in the US alone, which equates to over $1 trillion US, is wasted every year.
That's a big number.
Just think what we could do with those wasted resources. To clarify, this wastage includes administrative complexity, uncoordinated and improper care, pricing failures, as well as fraud and overtreatment.
And by the way, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, if you're not, and I wasn't either, to be honest, until recently, on how big of a problem, the healthcare system is, especially in the US, right? Like overcharging for simple treatments and medication that cost lives, quite literally. It quite literally has costed millions, thousands of lives. And in this case, Quant will not only be helping in that, I'm sure it won't fix the problem. It will keep on going. There's unfortunately, a lot of misleading and just wrong pricing and just a lot of fraud going on. Just keep it simple, just a lot of fraud going on in the healthcare market in the US, which, it costs a lot of lives, unfortunately. Quant won't be solving it, of course. However, it will definitely help with its Overledger technology. It will help, not solve, but even then, even if it saves just one more life, it obviously is a big deal.
Speaking of which, we all know that the opioid epidemic facing this country right now directly stems from prescription fraud and overtreatment. Now, while blockchain by itself...
And, again, I don't want to, ramble on, but it is a big problem, right, with overtreatment. It might just take one simple treatment, the hospital or the private medical care treatment, they might be aware that it's just one simple treatment, but they will just go on with different checkups, different treatments, just so they can squeeze all the money out of you. And of course, out of fear and uncertainty for a lot of people getting these treatments, it can be really tough. And I can say this from personal experience to an extent, not for me, but maybe for someone that I know, for a relative, I might have seen this happen, but it's really messed up, guys. But yeah.
Won't deter people from misusing drugs. What distributed ledger technology enables is providing an auditable, immutable trail of information that can track medicines to make sure what's coming out from manufacturers ends up at the right point. This is important because the national databases of prescriptions, providers, and patients can be manipulated. Once we start tagging drugs with an immutable audit trail, you can do what was impossible before. Blockchain adds the full distribution picture and could be tremendously valuable in exposing leaks and bad actors who misuse the system.
But yeah guys, that brings us to the end of this video. We got a whole lot of more clips to go to, a lot of value to take away from a lot of these interviews. If you guys want to stay up to date on it, and also, you know, if you don't want to miss out on any of that, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay updated, of course. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah, take care guys.